So Divine Dirt Inspirations, usually it's a chapter from my book, but today it was really about an experience that happened last week, and I wanted to just share that. And I've given it a name. I don't know if you remember what sniglets are. So sniglets were these made-up words for things we experience. Now, here's an example. So I remember I was working my master's degree. I was living in Victoria, Texas, doing an internship for my master's in social work. And my friend Teresa and I were hanging out one night, and we were kind of brainstorming on sniglets. And it's these made-up words, kind of funny, about just experiences you have that really don't have a true word for them. And we came up with a sniglet called glacier faceophobia. And glacier faceophobia is about that. So if you were drinking iced tea and you're just trying to get that last sip, but you're just sort of afraid of all that ice coming rushing down into your face. So we term that experience of when that ice comes rushing down into your face, glacier faceophobia. So that's a sniglet. So a friend of mine, she texted me just last week, and she said, well, how's the biz, right? So how's my business? And in that moment, I felt it. I was very in a worried spot. I was very focused on what isn't working in my business and what's lacking in my business. And I'll be honest, that's not a new experience. It's not a fun experience. But that's what caught me in that moment, just from her question about, well, how's the biz? And I thought of a sniglet for that moment, and I'm calling it Foc-A-Lac. Right? So Foc-A-Lac. And I don't think I'm alone in this experience, but Foc-A-Lac is this just insane ability to focus on what isn't working, what is lacking, what's not happening, and it can happen on any topic. Right? This one happened to be around my business, but it can happen around finances. It can happen around your health, your weight, relationships, life in general. It's just an overly focused moment, or it could be a month. It could be a year. Some people live that way. Fortunately, I don't. But in those moments, what's happening to me is, instead of noticing what is going well in my business, I was very focused on what is not going well in my business. And I had a moment with that of just, well, I didn't want to lie, say things were great, but it made me think about, well, what is working, right? And I just made myself really think about, well, what is working in this business of mine called Create with Consciousness. And I started thinking, and I actually ended up writing, which is part of the treatment. I made myself focus on what's working, what's gone okay in my business. And if you find yourself, even right now, even today, even this morning, you are experiencing Foc-A-Lac, the insane ability to focus on what's not working in your life, then get a sheet of paper, take a moment, and just really pause. And it's like, all right, what is working? What is going okay? And I really started thinking it through. It's like, well, Divine Dirt is continuing to sell, and people are continuing to buy Divine Dirt. And I had someone buy my... I have an online course called Return to Wholeness about blessing and balancing your energy center. Somebody had recently purchased that. I had a few sales in my store at divinedirt.net wearing inspirational products. That had happened. I've still got a few clients I see every week, and it was just sort of, I still have money. Not as much as I want, and not as much as I was expecting because of the pandemic, but there's still a flow. I have a membership called Manifest Your Best Life, and I had a couple of more people join my membership. And it was just, I really started taking a list of, well, what is working? And as I did it, I naturally started feeling better. And so it was a telling moment to get her text and ask me the question about how's the biz, and to have that moment, feel it in my gut, and experiencing again what I'm calling Foc-A-Lac. And if you remember sniglets, it's a sniglet, but it's that insane ability to just focus on what's not going well in your life. And so I appreciated the text, but I appreciated in that moment kind of getting out a piece of paper, and I just started listing what is working in my business, what is going well, because I was very in that moment when she texted me, focused on what isn't going on, what isn't happening. And as I started making the list, right, about, I've had some people join my membership, some books are still selling, somebody bought an online course, I still have clients I see. It's like that shift in focus really helped me you have a business. All of this used to be an idea, It's like Create with Consciousness used to be an idea. I was caught up in a corporate job. I did it for 15 years. I was very good at it. I got very good at it. And it's hard to quit something you're good at because you feel like you're supposed to do it because you're good at it. But it's like I didn't love it. And so leaving that was a big step. And then beginning this business was a big step. But, Divine Dirt was an idea one time. And it was a collection of inspirational pieces. And then the idea, we'll bring them all together and create the book. I didn't used to have a store, and it's like there's a store, there's t-shirts, there's coffee mugs. It's like, that was an idea at one point. And, when I started my practice, I didn't have clients. Now I have some. It's like, so all of this was just it was essential for me to pause and take note of, what is working? So right now you might be experiencing what I'm calling Foc-A-Lac, that insane ability to focus on what's not working. And so I would invite you, if it's about a relationship, if it's about money, if it's about just life in general, because you're scared with the pandemic, you're watching too much news, and you're getting all caught up into the politics and stuff. So whatever it is, I really invite you today, and I invite you to do it now if you want. Just grab a sheet of paper and just start listing out, what is working? What is going okay in my life? And stay with that till you notice some relief. So when my friend texted me, hey, how's your biz? And I noticed my gut was like, because I was caught up in the lack of things. And as I started looking at, what was working, I started feeling the relief of things. And so stay with the list of what is working and try to get into appreciating those pieces. And as I did that, I really genuinely started feeling better. What also starts happening when you start feeling better is you're kind of returning back to that divine place, your divine self, if you will, is what I call it. And from there, you can get inspiration and you can get ideas. And I'll share an example of that. So she had texted me. I went through that experience. I had my Foc-A-Lac moment. I refocused myself. I started feeling better. And I stayed with that, actually. It inspired me to keep going like the next couple of days. And then I got inspired the weather here has been amazing. A friend of mine, where I buy a lot of my plants that are all featured in, so all the flowers in Divine Dirt come from really like 2 nurseries in town. And so the garden center is open right now and the weather was nice. And so I called my friend Kenneth and it's like, hey, could I just come hang out there this weekend and sell some books and stuff? And she's like, sure. So it was that was just an inspirational moment. And I followed it, but all that happened from feeling better by shifting my focus to what is going all right. And then I went out there Saturday and Sunday, and I exceeded all records in book sales ever for me in just 2 days. And so it was very fun. I had a great time. I got to meet new people. I got new people out there in the world who now know me. They know my book. They know a little bit more. Actually, both my books were selling, which was great. So I share all that because I'm not alone in getting overly focused on what's not working or what's not going all right? So if you're having FocALac, which is it's a sniglet, that made up word, right? Take charge of it, make a list. Writing helps your brain focus, and so it's a more solid way to do it. So I invite you to do that, all right? And do it till you feel better. And then follow those inspired moments, just like I did with the book signing. All right, you have a great day. I just got to notice my battery's going low. So I'm going to stop now. You have a wonderful day. Thanks for chiming in. Please say hello, leave a comment, leave a message. Again, all that helps this post stay out there when you comment, so thanks for tuning in. If you want to reach me, it's michael@createwithconsciousness.com. My website is createwithconsciousness.com. My store is divinedirt.net. All right, you have a great day. Talk to you soon.